Hello, and welcome back to Scripture Power Stories. You ever been here before? You prayed, but nothing changed. You asked God for help, you waited, you listened, and still silence. No answer, no direction. It's just quiet. And now you're wondering, did God hear me at all? Or maybe even deeper, is God ignoring me? Let's be honest. This is one of the hardest parts of faith. Because it's easy to trust God when He speaks clearly, when doors open, when prayers get answered quickly. But what do you do when heaven feels quiet? When you're doing everything you know to do and still hearing nothing back? Let's go to the Bible. In Psalm 22, David cries out, my God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from saving me, so far from my cries of anguish?" David wasn't distant from God. He felt like God was distant from him. And that right there is where many of us live, not in a place where God has left, but in a place where it feels like He has. And feelings can be loud, but they are not always true. Here's a truth you need to hold on to. God's silence is not God's absence. Let me say that again. God's silence is not His absence. Just because you don't hear Him doesn't mean He's not there. Think about this. In 1 Kings 19, Elijah is exhausted, overwhelmed, burnt out, ready to give up. And God tells him to stand on the mountain. A powerful wind comes, but God wasn't in the wind. An earthquake comes, but God wasn't in the earthquake. A fire comes, but God wasn't in the fire. And then a still, small whisper. Sometimes God isn't silent, He's just not loud. And if you're only listening for something dramatic, you might miss the gentle way He speaks. But there's something even deeper. Sometimes God feels silent because He's doing work you can't see yet. Let's talk about Joseph. Joseph had dreams from God. Clear dreams, powerful dreams. But then everything went the opposite direction. He was betrayed by his own family, sold into slavery, falsely accused, thrown into prison, and then forgotten. Years of silence. No new word from God, no explanation, no clarity, just waiting. But behind the scenes, God was positioning him. Every delay had purpose. Every closed door was protection. Every silent season was preparation. The silence wasn't rejection. It was alignment. And some of you right now, you're in a Joseph season. And it feels like nothing is happening. But heaven is not inactive. God is moving pieces you can't see yet. And one day, what feels confusing now will make perfect sense. But until then, you have to walk by faith, not by feedback. Now here's the question. What do you do when God feels silent? Because this is where most people drift. This is where people stop praying, stop believing, start assuming the worst. So here's how you stay grounded. First, stay in the conversation. Don't stop praying just because you don't hear anything. Prayer is not just about getting answers. It's about staying connected. Even if all you can say is, God, I don't understand what you're doing right now. That's still faith. Second, look for subtle movement. Not everything God does is dramatic. Sometimes it's a small shift, a new perspective, unexpected peace, a door slowly opening. God often moves quietly, but powerfully. And third, trust His timing more than your feelings. Because feelings will tell you it's not working, it's too late, God forgot about you. But God's timing says, I'm not late, I'm not absent, preparing something bigger than you see. Silence doesn't mean no. It often means not yet. And not yet is not denial. It's development. So if you're in a quiet season right now, hear this clearly. You are not alone. You are not being ignored, and you are not forgotten. God still hears you. Even the prayers you whispered. Even the ones you cried. Even the ones you didn't have words for. He still sees you right where you are, and He is still working, even in the silence, even now. So don't walk away. In a moment that was meant to grow you, stay, trust, and keep showing up. because God is closer than he feels and more active than he seems. If this spoke to you, please like, share, and subscribe to Scripture Power Stories. And if you've ever felt like God was silent, type waiting in the comments, because you're not the only one. And you don't have to walk through this alone.